During week number 12 of DoorDashing every single week until I can buy a Tesla, I drove out to St. Louis, Missouri to meet a fellow DoorDash YouTuber and dashed in his market.
That guy just drove by me, had a pistol out of his window.
What? Green means go, motherfucker!
I only made $490.29 before I was kidnapped and forced into a room where the only thing to drink was sparkling water. And I was forced to watch a spinning potato chip 24 hours a day. After this torture, I put my shoes on and headed out the door. Monday, or day 85 of this series, I didn't film but made $55 in 2 hours for my lunch shift and $87.75 in 4 hours for my dinner shift.
You guys have no idea how good it feels to finally be back in my town. Oh my goodness, I missed it.
On Tuesday, I got some pretty decent high-paying orders until I received a text from my mother. "Your mom summons you, son." My mother lives in the trenches of Alabama, and since she was going to be in the trenches of Ohio instead, I packed up and headed to my hometown.
We're gonna get back on the road again. Guys, it feels like we're going on a trip these past few weeks. It just feels like we're always on a trip. I don't know, we're always going somewhere. It's kind of cool, but yeah, this town's gonna be shit for DoorDash. It should be entertaining when we get there. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. And welcome to Marietta, Ohio, a small town with about 18,000 people. So man, it's raining. I hope you guys like that shot. Let's get in the car. Guys, I wasn't really prepared for this rain.
Marietta, Ohio is the area in which I grew up, where I became the infamous Wendy's manager, and where I dashed in my most popular video. You know, the one where I made $1,100 in almost 100 hours? Yeah, it wasn't good.
Wasn't expecting the rain, guys, but we just kind of go with it. And first order of the new zone is this Qdoba right here. Really good pay, so let's get in there.
It rained all night long, yet the map was gray, indicating that it wasn't busy, and I experienced the same thing. In a small 2-hour shift, I only made
$30.50, so you know what, I'll take it.
Wow!
On Wednesday, I spent more time with my mom, my brother, my sister, and my father. I played some Pokemon Go, here's my code, please add me, and I wouldn't continue dashing until Friday morning.
Alrighty guys, and I am back, hopefully for good now, at least for a while. So we're starting off on Friday morning, and right now my earnings are not looking that great. So I'm still at $244.15 for about 10 hours, which is good for the time, but I've only worked 10 hours. Just in my first two offers, both high-paying orders right here, and I'm at $13.75. So yeah, I plan to work tonight until hopefully around midnight, 1 a.m.
After coming back from my hometown, it really felt like I never left. Reason being, there were long wait times in between orders. The orders I was getting were pretty good, but I spent so much time just waiting around.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this has just been the slowest day I've ever worked.
It really made me question my life choices. I'm really a 22-year-old man out here delivering cheeseburgers, but I couldn't give up. If I was in a situation where this meant whether I could afford rent or not, I wouldn't have a choice. So I kept pushing. Order after order all the way until 12:30 in the middle of the night. And I wish I could say Saturday was any better.
First two offers right here. We have a lot of ground to cover.
But I could just not get any offers.
Bruh, every order I'm getting is like $3 or less.
This is the biggest problem with DoorDash and why it's really best to side cash. Your entire income depends on two things: how many people are ordering food delivery and how much your customers tip. If either of these things are low, your earnings will just significantly be lower. And that's exactly what happened on Saturday, and I only clocked in an embarrassing amount of $116.21 in 7 hours, leaving me well behind my goal of $1,000 for this week yet again.
And you guys might be wondering, how Nuggs? How are you gonna make like $450 in a single day? To which I wanna show you my secret weapon, which is today's sponsor, Reebok. I'm just kidding. I actually have no tricks up my sleeve at all.
I had pretty much no chance of meeting my weekly total, but this wasn't going to stop me from getting as close as I could.
2.5 hours in, $58, which is really good. I just got this Walgreens order, pretty good. And make sure I got my red card. Alrighty, I do, as you can see there. I actually am not the biggest fan of doing these orders, but for $11 for 5 miles, like, I'm not gonna pass that up, you know?
The exact reason of why I don't like doing these orders happened. My customer ordered one item to shop for. It was an ink cartridge for a printer. They were out of stock of the specific item that they ordered, and as you would expect, I couldn't just substitute it with anything, otherwise it might not be compatible with their specific printer. They wouldn't answer their phone, so I texted them and waited around hoping they would respond. I gave them a generous 8 minutes to respond, but ultimately I did have to refund the order for $5.86.
Oh, man, and that's why I hate these orders so much.
My very next order was going to an area that I really don't like delivering to.
I used to hate coming to this little rundown Motel 6 right here. This place sucks. But now St. Louis has conditioned me to not give a shit where I deliver.
This place has given me a contract violation before as well, but honestly, at this point, I don't care. It was $9.25 for 3 miles.
Next order right here. I don't even know how you say that name, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it's like $9.75 going back to the area I want to be in. Hello, I just got an order here for Shelby.
Sunday was definitely going better than any other day of the week so far, and I was taking advantage of it. To show a few of the orders that I was taking, I had a Taco Bell and KFC stack for $14.50 for 6 miles, then a Bob Evans stack for $15.50 for 6 miles, then a local Chinese restaurant and Chipotle stack going 14 miles, but it was $25.50, and this was just a few. As the night was getting later, I had a lot of time to think about my position in this challenge so far.
Obviously, I spent, 2 or 3 days spending with family, and so because of that, I guess you could say that's still a pretty good total to have made, given I only worked like 4 days. I still could have done way more than that. Like, honestly, that's 100% the reason why I fell short. I simply just didn't work enough. 95% of this challenge is up here. It's not about my DoorDashing. It's not about how much money I can make per hour. It's all just up here. This has been, I tell you what, the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I can do a few more.
Luckily, I did get some incredibly generous tips for the end of my shift, and it was time to call it. I made $760.74 in only 35 hours this week, putting my total for the series at $11,203.39 for 13 weeks. So far in the series, I could buy a 2014 Chevy Cruze, but I don't want a 2014 Chevy Cruze. I want a Tesla. I am currently $38,796.61 away from getting that Tesla, so I'll see you guys next week.